All right, Grasshoppers, we are back again on Thursday as scheduled. James Patrick, everything's going to his head. He's now calling himself Sir James. Man, things have changed. Jeep, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I did that to please you guys. I really go by Jeep, but anyways, it's great to be back. Where's Mel?
We don't know where Mel is. I got an email from him saying he wasn't going on the show. That's all I saw from it. I'm not coming on the show. I don't know, maybe it's a protest or something like that. I'm not sure. David, you're doing well?
Doing well, yeah. We don't have to raise bail money for him or anything like that. You haven't heard that?
Yeah, we wouldn't be raising any money for him. He's staying in jail.
He really did get sunburned.
All right, and we got our new guest that has not been on the show before. We did a Ranger event last night down in New Jersey, Edison, New Jersey. What was that, Top Golf we were at?
Yeah, Top Golf, yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool, yeah. The great Colton Orr. How you doing, Colton?
Great, guys. Thanks for having me. Love the show, guys. And so it's great to be on here and see you guys all again and, get to hang out for a little bit.
Good. So here's the thing, Colton, as we showed what true man he was while he played the National Hockey League. Now he's got to prove it all over again. He's got 3 young kids in the house during the pandemic. So that's where the real man is, right?
There you go.
Yeah. Well,
right?
We had two kids pre-pandemic, and then we had our third about Cash March 26th. And, we had to go from man-to-man defense to zone. And then just, then there's always someone loose and they're getting into something. And, so it was definitely a bit of a crazy time, bit of a change, but it's a blessing. Love it. It's been awesome to have that time with the kids and be at home as much as we have been. But I tell you, I think working and playing hockey is a heck of a lot easier than running around chasing 3.
Yeah. So one of the everybody, all the Ranger fans have seen all Colton's fights. You're showing me your fingers and everything. Your fingers are actually better now than they were before, but you paid the price with your hands, right?
Yeah, they're a little bit mangled. I don't know what you can see on camera there, but that's them looking good. That's about 5 years of healing right there. But they're definitely. I think they become like a legend around the league, and I still get phone calls from buddies to be like, send me a picture of my hand. They're always talking about it. And then if you talk to Stephen Valaquette, he actually has a X-ray of my hand in the basement, and it's a signed copy and everything like that. It's just hardware and a lot of different things in there. So,
what was the story you were telling me last night where you got to scrap with somebody? It was that Kirkner from Ottawa, right?
Yeah. So it was, we had that rivalry between Ottawa, Battle of Ontario, Toronto, Ottawa, every, Saturday night, Hockey Night in Canada. And, first one, I KO him, knock him out. Second one, he comes back for the rematch, a couple weeks later. He gets me, knocks me out, breaks my orbital bone. I start, heal up, go back him for round 3. I knock him out again. So now we're sitting there, like 3 fights in. We're getting near the end of the season. And now he's talking in the paper before the game Saturday night going, well, if I win this fight tonight, the series is going to be 2-2. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're fighting tonight, obviously. And so first shift, I go search him out, and we go, and I kind of beat him, so I'm on top of him. I get up, and I tries to raise 3 fingers, like I'm celebrating. I got that third fight, and I'm holding my fingers up like this. I got this claw going on because I can't straighten them all. So I'm going, yeah, 3. And everyone's going, what's he doing? Like, why is he showing everyone the claw up there? And Don Cherry's chirping me and everything like that. So it was so I was holding up 3 because that was the third victory. If you ever go back and look at it.
Holy cow! Yeah. Wow.
David, what did you think of the game last night?
I thought, again, Montreal reminded me a little bit like the Islanders, right? They were going to quit, and they just weren't quite good enough, and they weren't generating an awful lot, right? I mean, it wasn't overly threatening to Vasilevsky, but it was still a one-shot game. Yeah. But the best team won. I think for me the Cup final probably was the Islanders series. The winner of that one was going to win it all. So
did you guys see Kucherov's interview after with no shirt on and halfway in the bag? Did you see that interview?
I heard about it, but I didn't see the details.
So he must have had quite a few beers already. He had the shirt off, big beard, and everything like that. One guy asked him a question. He went on for like 5 minutes talking about Vasilevsky, and there's a few F-bombs in there. He could have been on the show, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, when you win back to back, and
Yeah.
you know, none of us has been in that position, right? He certainly fun.
Yeah, when you win, you can say whatever you want, hey?
Right. Right.
Everybody's asked about Gresh here. Gresh is getting out of the hospital today, actually. So he's doing well. Poor man's got some few issues medically, but we'll fix him up.
Fix him up. Yeah. You've actually talked to him, right, Tom? I've exchanged texts with him.
Yeah.
Talked to him.
I've texted with him, and Gresh, get well. We miss you.
Yeah.
We don't miss you, Gresh. What are you talking about? We don't miss him at all.
We're just saying that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And Colton, didn't you were telling me last night too? Steve Valley, you mentioned Steve Valley. You texted him during the Tom Wilson situation, and he posted a text on.
Yeah. He ended up texting him something about just those things didn't happen when guys like us were back on the ice, and he read it out on live TV there, and so it started generating a bit of excitement. And I did go down the rink for the game the next night. To see all the shenanigans that went on, but it was pretty funny. He read that, and everyone's hoping for maybe a come out of retirement.
So we got the battle of Manitoba versus Ontario here. Dave and I are from Ontario, and Jeep and Colton are both from Winnipeg. So Colton, I want to get something straight. We've been questioning Jeep here. Like his walls are about 20 feet high, and he likes to show them off all the time. Is that the way most houses are in Winnipeg?
No, I didn't get high ceilings until I got to New York. I always thought there were low ceilings everywhere I went. I was walking around trying to knock on doors.
Okay, Colton, what area of the city are you from?
I'm a North End kid, Garden City.
Okay. Garden City. So Garden City's the newer part of the North End.
Yeah.
But it's still, that's where the North End's a tough section of Winnipeg. I will admit to that.
I had to go through all the tough sections to get downtown to get to the South End. So I didn't usually they'll go south because of the areas I had to go through.
Yeah.
And where's James? Where are you from, James? What again?
I live in St. James.
Oh, that's
I grew up in St. James. I live there now.
Right.
I live in the oldest section, small little houses not far from the airport. So that area, Cole.
Yeah, right.
These are not gated communities by no means. These are.
So Colton, so when you hear that somebody's from St. James, what do you think? Like they're snobby, like bushy, and all that kind of stuff? Or?
No, not St. James. No, you got to go more south. What would those areas be?
South Point, Fort Garry,
Fort Garry,
area, Fort Richmond.
Yeah. Like Fraser McLaren was from the South End, and I always joked, I'm like, we couldn't be friends because it's just like he was a South End, I was a North Ender. We're the tough kids. They were the kind of the privilege and have everything given to them. It's like that kind of thing.
So we've clarified that, Tom. St. James, middle of the road.
I got your back. Yeah, I got your back.
Yeah, let's see. David, you grew up at a farm. You were not a farm, were you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we moved there when I was 8, and then I left when I was 14, and we sold the farm when I was 16. So, Lindsay, Ontario, rural RR number 2, Lindsay, Ontario.
So, inquiring minds want to know here. Hold on one second here. Where's the cleaning lady, Dave?
She didn't have her papers, if you know what I mean.
Oh, jeez.
No, she's. I'm not sure where Marta's. She's not here today, I guess. Must be scared of the storm. So.
Did you ask her about coming on the show?
No. I'm going to be honest. I didn't. She would. No.
Maybe we do it like a separate cleaning show.
Well, we'd have to start. I'm telling you, we'd have to start off with Duke's cleaning lady.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Colton, you must have a whole cleaning crew comes into your mansion there, the cast of the Colton, right, or what?
Well, no, we got someone that comes once a week to help straighten up. But we were talking about yesterday, Sabrina she really has taken control and with the kids and everything like that, and keeping everything in order is pretty awesome. So what she's done and all the work she's done through all this has kept us insane. Right. And in order and not underwater.
Gee, how many times does your cleaning lady come in? Once a week?
I don't have one. But okay, listen, after last week when I saw Dave's in the background, I was saying, okay, as soon as the show ends today, I'm going to look up, start calling around for a cleaning lady. I think I need one too. I haven't got one yet.
Haven't got one? Now, how do you know like a good one? How do you hire a good one? Do you know any, like what's a good clean lady? Or
I don't know. I'll start calling friends and seeing if I can get a reference.
Right.
That's the great thing about having a wife, right, David? You don't have to worry about that stuff. You just
Well, my wife, my wife, she's the big worker in the family. She's working, 7 to 7. So I do a lot of the stuff around here, the cooking, washing, and stuff like that.
just Colton, Dave's wife changes her name all the time. Sometimes it's Paula, sometimes it's Pamela.
Yeah, I get a little confused once in a while.
Right.
But Colton, are you still involved with the team in Danbury?
Yes, I still do a lot of work in Danbury. I'm still coaching the women's professional league, the Connecticut Whale, and the NWHL. And then I'm also part owner with the NAHL teams, the Danbury Hat-Tricks, and the NA3 teams that we got out there that we're doing. Yeah, still working there, working on the development and recruiting and things like that. We had a challenging year, through COVID and trying to get through that, but still a good year. Still got some good hockey in, and still love working out there and working with youth hockey.
Great.
What's going on with that women's league? Like I know there was 2 leagues, and then I know did they merge into one league? And
they haven't yet. We've got the NWHL, which is the league I'm in. That we're going into season 7. We've got a lot of exposure over the last little bit. We were able to play, kind of a modified season last year. Didn't get a whole lot of games, but did crown champion with the Boston Pride winning. And then season 7, we've doubled the salary cap. They're adding a bunch more amenities and things for the players, to make it more professional and just continue to with the growth of the league and bringing on new ownerships. Each team is now privately owned throughout the league, and so changing the model that way. So just trying to keep it growing and every year keep it back. And I think in the end, the obvious goal is getting both groups back together. You got the PW that has kind of formed their own little group or whatever you want to call it. But I think eventually try to get those gap bridge together and get everyone kind of in one group is what you need to have done.
Where do you guys play out of?
We're out of Danbury, Connecticut. We play at Danbury Arena. So a good little building. We seat about 2,000. We want to get our numbers out, get a bunch of fans there. So like I said, just getting exposure, getting people out there and talking about it and talk about women's hockey, about how good it is and how great it is to support it.
Do you use any makeup or anything before the show?
No. Okay, let's move on, Dave. All right, let's move on, Tommy.
What? I think Diane is a very intelligent, classy woman. Great taste.
That's very nice. You said that.
Right. Yeah. So why would you want to move on for the
cause? Well, I don't wear makeup. Like what? smoking mirrors.
He's got to have some experience with makeup on TV.
That's a question around here. Chief, did something happen? Like you in a bad mood today?
No, I'm good. Maybe a little Mel is rubbing off on me.
So just so everybody know, I got an email from Mel saying I'm not coming on the show. That's all we know about Mel. So who knows where he is? Yeah, I don't know if he's even back from Sycamoose. Is that where it was? Sycamoose?
Yeah, Sycamoose.
All right, here we go. Here's our so Ira it's just Colton. Ira here writes in all the time, and usually he can't spell properly. He's written in late here, so I'm assuming since we started the show, he started writing. So he's in 13 minutes it took him to write that. He didn't write it well. Where Mel? Where's Mel?
Where Mel?
Where Mel? Come on, Ira. You had 13 minutes and you can't put an S in there. Oh, God.
I did want Mel to talk about his celebrating cup wins and the night they won it. I thought it'd be appropriate today. So after last night.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yes, very true.
You got to find Mel.
Yeah. Have you ever met Larry Melnick, Colton?
No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, you remember if you had. It's one of those things that you can't unsee something. Like you can't unmeet Mel, right? The grouchiest bastard.
He was that grumpy teammate who was happy when he was grumpy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you played with someone like that at some point.
Things are well if they're grumpy and they're kind of reading their newspaper. Yeah. Coffee in hand. I think I became one of that guy a little bit by the end when I was a little the older guy.
Okay. Okay, Ira. Now Ira, he's intensely. He's trying to think. He thinks he's funny now.
Colin.
Ira runs a nonprofit, and we see why it's a nonprofit. It might be profitable. David, so do you have any better idea now about who the Rangers will lose in the expansion draft, or no?
No, I don't. I'm just we're going to do a draft show, so I'm just trying to do the work on the junior kids and stuff to have some idea of who's out there. So I'm not sure, because again, Chris is really the only one still standing there that you could give a call to. Although Gordy Clark is the head amateur scout, I can certainly talk to him. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they're, what they're. You can only use one guy, so
yeah.
It'll be now that the cup final, the cup's over, and now all this preparation for next season begins, and really in earnest. So the draft and free agency and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
When will the WHL start up, James?
Our camp starts September 1st, and the league starts October 1st.
Right.
Schedule is out. We don't play the teams from the States this year or the BC division. So,
oh wow,
it's
that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's just to protect.
Limit the
exposure, the chance, or whatever.
But I mean, we will have playoffs. There is going to be a Memorial Cup this year.
Right.
All those back.
American teams, are they just playing
No, they'll play their division and the BC division.
So they'll be okay.
So how many teams will that be then, Jeep? How many teams will that be?
22 teams in our league. So I don't know if it's. I got to figure it out.
So Colton, Jeep is a mathematician. So
yeah.
We got 6 teams, so I can figure that out easy. So,
did you play junior or college, Cole?
I played junior. Played started in Swift Current, then went to Elton Kamloops and finished in Regina for my overage year.
Okay, good. When was your last year?
02, 03.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Susan? One of our listeners brings a great point. How about the goalie, the Columbus kid?
Oh man!
Wow.
Oh man!
So the final result is he was in the hot tub and he got up and a firework tilted over and hit him in the chest. Is that what it was?
Yeah. I guess. According to what I read, so the goaltender coach,
Manny Legacy, right?
Yeah, Legacy. That's right. And I guess they had it licensed, that a licensed person there. And it just malfunctioned, and I'm not quite sure why you'd get out of the tub.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, but that's 24 years old.
What do you mean by that, Dave?
Well, if it's coming, is it going to blow up? Why would you stand up?
Oh,
right. And again, certainly in talking about something I don't know A to B to see how it played out, but I just was curious why. Yeah, if the thing, obviously it was, instead of vertically, it was horizontal launching thing, and just duck into the water, right? Maybe just panicked. Oh man, that's just a sad story.
Yeah.
What's going on today? Is this like National Suck Up the Jeep Day or what?
Thanks, Angel. I can't skate anymore. I get worse every year.
Wow.
I wonder what's the number when you think you're finally been like, I can't come back? Because I know like a couple years out, I was like, I think I still got it. But I'm hitting about 5 here, and I go, there's not a chance I could go put on the skates and even try and play right now.
You know what was as an assistant coach in Buffalo, we used to play the extras. A lot of times instead of a bag skate, we would play a 2-on-2 game.
Yeah,
the coaches, and we had my last 4 years was Kevin Adams and Teppo Newman and myself were 3 assistants. We would play the two non-dress, or the guys who weren't playing, so we got to sub in a player. It was incredibly competitive, and we would win 90% of the time.
Wow.
So you're still good to play then back then.
Well, this was up till I was like about maybe, I don't know, 44. 40. Like I could still skate, but I couldn't take a hit. I I can't see anymore. My eyes are bad. And
I didn't know you played forward too, but that's interesting.
I know. Okay.
All right, here we go. Here we go. It's getting going now. Here's the big guys coming on. He does great crossovers on his knees. He's back. Gresh is back.
Gresh is back.
Great to hear you're watching, Gresh. So I will never forget my most embarrassing moment in the NHL.
Colton, have you heard Jeep's crossover story? You haven't heard this, right?
I have not.
Jeep, go ahead and tell the story. You do a good job of telling it.
Yeah, okay. My second full year, Ted Sater became our head coach, and he had 2 college assistant coaches, and we I don't know, every second or third practice, they did a lot of skill drills. They had stations on the ice. Yeah, I remember like some days we'd come for practice and they had like, it was like hockey school. You had 6 different stations and you had tires you were weaving through, and we used to shoot off the planks at the end. So this is the first time we'd ever seen all this stuff. And so the defensemen were all in the corner. I was also, I was the biggest brown nose in the world. I had to go first in every drill. And I would go 100 miles an hour as soon as I stepped on the ice. So I think Red Higgs, the assistant coach, says, okay, I want you guys to skate backwards to the blue line. Hit your knees. Fall into your knees and then do crossovers along the blue line. And then, skate back to the other corner. So I'm first in line and I go, full speed backwards to the blue line. I fall to my knees and then I start trying to cross over on my knees. As I'm doing this, I can see Tommy. I just remember Tommy's face, Gresh. I don't know. Barry Beck was in the corner. They are dying. They're crying. They're laughing. It destroyed the drill. I was so embarrassed. I wasn't doing it as a joke.
Oh man, I'm just trying to figure out how you even like the sight of even trying to see you attempt crossovers on your knees.
I look like Dorf.
On goal. You're on. That would have been funny.
Oh God. Jim, I give you a lot of credit though, Chief. I love that you tell the story better than anybody else does. That's the good part, right?
Yeah, that's good. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's all good stuff.
So we got to ask you then. You're on the show. What would be your most embarrassing moment in the National Hockey League?
Oh man, I have to think about that. Nothing I can think of stands out that I was obviously
think about it.
Crazy.
Dave, how about you, Dave? You have an embarrassing moment?
I do remember in St. Louis. It was kind of. I don't know why I remember backing towards the in our end zone with the puck, and I'm trying to figure out. I've thought about this before, and I backed into the net, and you lose the puck, and the puck was in the net. I have to pick up that. Thank God it happened in St. Louis, not at the Garden.
Right.
Oh my God, that would have been brutal. Oh.
Mine definitely had to be my first game in the NHL at Boston Garden, and so nervous, and I had the puck to the left of JD. I was going to ring it. I was getting pressure, so I ring it behind the net. Banked it right off JD's leg, right into our net. And I hadn't been told that I made the team yet, right? So you go back to the bench, and it's not a coachable moment. Like the coach can't come to you and say, Tommy, maybe you can do something different. It's like everybody's looking at you like, what the heck are you thinking about? So I'm thinking, I've worked all my life to get in the National Hockey League, and I've just ruined my career here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely it.
Who was that? Freddie? No, it was Freddie.
Yeah, it's Freddie. Yep. Yeah. Freddie. So that was the next night we went into Maple Leaf Gardens.
Oh, Toronto.
And Robert Picard bumped into me right in front of our bench, and it really wasn't that bad. But I thought to myself, like, if I don't do something, Freddie sure is the coach. If I let that happen after last night, then I'm going down the minors. So stood up and knocked him out, suckered him right center ice, knocked him out cold. So Freddie told me to get a place to stay after the game too.
After the game, right? Yeah. Freddie was pretty simple.
I kept my game too simple to have anything too embarrassing happen, I think.
Yeah.
I wasn't back in around the net to score my own goal too often. So I think the one funny one is when I scored a goal against the Panthers, but it was like I ran the goalie completely over, took him out of the net, and it goes off my skate. And I'm celebrating like crazy and pointing it went off my skate after I went after the goalie went out. So I think I was the one that brought in video review for goals because it was blatantly goalie interference, and I still celebrated like I scored on backhand top.
End-to-ender.
Yeah.
Top shelf.
It's like the offensive lineman scoring a touchdown. When you get one, the celebrations are always the best.
Well, that reminds me of back before they had video review in the definitely in the 80s when there would be a crowd in front of the net and a shot to the net and it ended up in the net, and that forward around the net half the time would be pointing at himself. I got it. It was mine.
Yeah. That is funny.
That's the way to do it. A lot of phantom second assists too. When I got to the AHL, I remember that. If no one had the second assist, guys were always going, "Oh yeah, I touched it earlier, so I get that." Give me the second assist. No video, no nothing to go check it. So there's guys that get at least extra 10 to 15 on their stats. With that one.
I remember first playoff game ever was in Buffalo. It was a good one too. So I was all fired up in warm up, and I remember it come around. I went to fire. So there's people watching warm up, right? So I went to fire the puck at the glass. It went over the glass, and bam! Down he goes. Oh my God!
I'm surprised more people didn't get hit up in the warm ups like that. All those pucks flying around, right?
No, I got someone good. I can't even believe it happened. The hole where the cameras would put through. Yeah. I shot one in the corner thinking I'm going to hit the glass. It goes through that hole. Nailed someone again right in the chest because they're standing in front of that, just right down. I was like, what are the chances you actually able to put that through?
Yeah. You couldn't do it if you tried, right?
Yeah.
Dave, Colton and I were at this place, Top Golf, yesterday. Yeah. You ever been there? You ever been there?
I haven't been at one, but they're supposed to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And my wife has had a couple of outings there, like company outings down. Yeah, it's good, right? They have the tiers, and you hit the greens, and you get, they have food.
Tommy, they're out of Dallas.
Yeah.
And all over the South. Dallas has got a bunch of them. We went when we started coaching there, we'd go a couple of times a year as the coaches, and you have a great time. You order beers and food and hitting golf balls.
Definitely.
Yeah. Where was it, Tommy? Where was it?
Edison, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. How far is that from?
Well, I'll tell you, Colton's close to 2 hours, but an hour and well, we were in traffic too, so I guess it's 80 miles or something. But
what was the event?
The Rangers had a drawing, I guess. So it was a Jägermeister event. So they invited some of their clients, and then some of the Ranger fans that they're drawing for it. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty good, and people come from Long Island all over the place. So it was a blast. It was good.
It was a good turnout.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. It's I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's like we're back to normal too. It wasn't masked. Everybody was having fun.
Right.
Big crowd there. So it was good that way.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's good to hear.
So Jeep, are you into working out all the time? We talk about that?
I do some almost every day.
Right. Good.
I can't run anymore. I bike, or I have a rowing machine. I do that. Just the gyms have been closed here for a year, so I'm just mostly just in my basement. I got a bit of equipment. I used to swim. If there's a pool that is open, I'll.
You get a little Speedo going on?
No, I don't have a Speedo. I have loose bathing suit that go down to my knee. So
Cole, just James set a record in the National Hockey League for doing his skates up the most time during his career. Pretty much after every shift he would. So I get to see you tighten up your Speedo bathing suit while you're swimming there too, right? Get that sucker nice and tight.
No, it's just trying to stay healthy. What's that, Dave?
Trying to, I mean, I could swim to save myself, but swimming for conditioning, oh my God, that is hard.
It is, and it's I'm dead. I'll swim for 20 minutes and I'll feel fine for a couple hours, and then it'll hit me later in the afternoon. I'll go, man, am I exhausted? It takes a lot out of you, but
good on the joints, though, right? Keep you
it is.
Better the impact.
Yeah. No.
Here's a good question by Susan. Again, she's on fire today. So it's not a certainty that NHL is going to the Olympics, right?
Right. Right. Well, it's in China, right?
Yeah.
Winter Games in China. So that'll shut the league down. I mean, it takes you a week to get there and back anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. You can see why the players want to do it, right? So you want to first of all, that it'd be a pretty good experience, but the owners don't get anything out of it. Shut the league down for 2 weeks, and I think the biggest issue has always been the insurance.
Right. And again, this year, I hear is too that the families are not allowed to come; just the players.
I heard it. All the guys who end up going to the Olympics, it costs them about $50,000 when it's all said and done. When you pay for, they don't get tickets, they don't get lodging for their family. That's the biggest. I know it's the insurance. The NHL, the teams were the ones stuck with the insurance on footing that bill. So I think that's the big negotiation. If the Olympics are willing to
finance
cover some of the costs.
So
I think it is Japan for the Winter Olympics and China for the Summer Olympics. Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But I don't know. If I'm an owner, I'm like, okay, I get we're trying to grow the game, and I get the guys, but at the end of the day,
has that ever been proven as growing the game? I don't think it really ever has, right?
Yeah, well, I guess that's what they're always saying. Is it growing the game or whatever? I mean,
you know what though? I've heard the last 5-6 Winter Olympics, figure skating and hockey are the two biggest, most watched sports.
Oh, is that right?
But does that really turn into any benefit to the league, though? Right? Is that the question? Right? I mean, they're watched like that. There's more people watch the NHL now.
I don't know, but they might be selling rights to games in European and foreign countries. That they might be bringing in some revenue that way for the league.
Right.
But Colton, wasn't it always nice to get a 2-week break? But
just you read my mind. I was literally sitting here going, "Oh, I enjoyed the 2-week break to just get away." And I know they have implemented like the bye week now. After I retired every season, but we used to love. I love that little break that we'd get 2 weeks. Obviously, if I didn't make the Olympics, it was I'd get it. So I had to worry about that. But it was good.
I love watching it. I love my last couple. I had 2 Olympics where I got that 9-day break. It was awesome.
Yeah. And so, you played in the Olympics '84, right?
I did. Yep.
Did you go to other Olympics? Just the one?
No, just that one. Yeah. I mean, that's back when it was just amateurs. And
how was that experience?
It was. I mean, it was something that's I'll remember for my life, and it was an incredible experience. It was. We lost in the bronze medal game, which was heartbreaking, and it was the Olympics after the miracle, the 1980 miracle, and we played as good as we could in the final. The finals were Russia, Czechoslovakia, us, and Sweden. We lost 4-0 to Russia, 2-0 to Czechoslovakia, and 1-0 to Sweden. And we played as good as we could. So we never scored a goal. We were like Montreal. But so it was heartbreaking because to win a medal would have been,
right,
a memory for my life.
Was Flatley on that team?
Yeah. Flats, and we actually had a lot of good players: Doug Lidster, Bruce Driver, Jean-Jacques Dagneau, Kirk Muller, Russ Courtnall, Dave Gagne, Kerry Wilson, Craig Redmond, Darren Elliott, and Mario Goslin were the goalies. Dave Tippett was our captain.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm missing a few other guys, but those Kevin Dineen. Kevin Dineen was a defenseman.
Wow.
And got switched to. He kind of was a defenseman who would kind of move up to forward, and then he goes to the NHL, and he was the best player, had the best career from our team. And you wouldn't have thought.
At the NHL level, your career is played for 37 years. Would you play 37 years in the league?
No, he played 19 years, and he was a good player, boy. He was a competitor, and he could score.
Hard, right?
Yeah,
hard competitor.
Colton, you and I never got invited to the Olympics, did we?
No, I never got my. Yeah. I was hoping when they went back to the amateurs the one year that maybe I'd get a call. What year is that? But no.
Yeah, they told me they didn't use square. They told me they did not use square pucks at the Olympics.
Yeah, so I knew I was getting a break, so it was good. I could plan my trip.
Dave, don't you Tommy always tries to put himself down?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
When I came to the Rangers, I was maybe more. 2 guys blew me away were Mark Pavelich and Ray Ruotsalina.
Yeah.
Pav, to me, was the most underrated player in the NHL.
Yeah.
Rex, he could skate like like no one in the league. But I actually, Tommy, man, for a big man who could skate and defend. Hey, who's that?
Who we got there, Colton?
Yeah, little Colton Jr.
Junior. How are you, bud?
You're live on TV.
What do you say?
You're live on TV right now.
No, I'm not.
You are?
Oh yeah, millions of people are watching you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I promise.
Yeah.
Colton, a young hockey player?
Not yet. No, where are you? You gonna play hockey soon? Get started? Yeah, he's gonna get started. Yeah.
All right.
Did I've ever told you my
You're only 5.
did I ever tell you my tryout experience with the Canadian
There you
Olympic
go.
team for 1980? Hey, what's happening?
Here's Charlotte. Say hi. We're live on TV. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, hi world. Hi world.
Yeah, say hi, everyone. Say hi, everyone. You get freeze up on TV, huh? I gotta give me some space, okay?
Bye.
Did I ever tell you, when I was trying out for the Canadian Olympic team, James, my experience?
No.
So we had, see you guys. So we had our training camp in Calgary. We actually, the Christmas before that, they were down like 40 guys. 20 guys toured Europe. 20 guys toured North America. I went over to Europe. And then the following summer, before the Olympics, so I was going into my senior year of college, we had training camp in Calgary at the old Saddle Dome, or no, the Crowd.
Yeah.
And they couldn't afford hotels, so we had construction trailers in the parking lot. So first night there, myself, and I won't name the 2 other guys, but just because one's the GM of the Dallas Cowboys, they're Dallas Stars, so we decided the first night it'd be a good idea to go out for a few wobbly pops. So
Sounds like you, Tom.
yeah, so we come back. Now we're thinking we're doing the right thing, right? It's just team bonding and everything. So we come back to the trailer and we decided for whatever reason we're going to take the furniture out of the TV room and put it on the trainer's car out in the parking lot. So we do that. Again, thinking this is hilarious. This is funny. So then I thought it'd be a really good idea to go wake the trainer up and tell him we did it. Like, hey, this is a funny joke, right?
Yeah.
And so I do that. Everybody goes to bed. Father Bauer was running Hockey Canada at the time. And we're all outside ready to go over to the rink. And he comes walking over to me. And I think he's coming over like to say, oh, Tom, that was a funny joke last night. He hands me a plane ticket and sends me home.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had given him exactly what he needed, right? So they need to set the groundwork. We're not going to act like this. This is not going to be loud. So I now have to go back because now I'm obviously Mr. Cocky, telling everybody in college and my family I'm going to play in the Olympics. No problem. I got it all made. So now I got to crawl back home. Not only did I not make the team, but there's why I didn't make the team. So
Jeez.
yeah, that was good. Smart move by me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Live and learn.
Canada could have won that year. It could have been the miracle in Canada.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
And then Dave would have been happy because Herb wouldn't have been a coach and he would have been Buffalo. So my bad decisions ended up hurting Dave.
That's I ended up in Buffalo because of you moving furniture in his car. Yeah.
Oh God. I think back about that sometimes. And I'm sure you guys have done stuff too. Like at the time when you're doing it, like it really seemed like a good idea. Like it obviously, then now you go like, what the heck are you thinking about? Right.
Hey, when I was on the Olympic team camp, we had training camp in Sweden.
Oh.
Went to Sweden for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And they took about 35 guys. And on the ice twice a day with off ice workout in between. You literally got up, had breakfast, went to the rink, came home, napped, did a workout, had lunch, napped, skated in the evening. We played games. We played exhibition games against some Swedish club teams. And we were allowed to go out one night and we had a 12:30 curfew. And at about 1:45, I looked around and there were still 15 guys in the bar that we were at, half of them on the dance floor. And so my thinking was, well, if you're going to be, we're 15 minutes late as it is. What's the difference between 15 minutes late and 3 hours? So I stayed out real late. And at about 4 a.m, I came to the hotel and it was locked. And I've never
heard them locking the doors before.
They locked the hotel, and I walked around to the back door. It's locked. I walked around the whole hotel, and I found a window. I started knocking on some windows, but like no one opened up. And I saw a window open. It was one of those ones that kind of on a lever that opened, and it was open about 6 inches. I wrenched it open. I climbed in the room. Someone is sleeping in a bed. I ran through the room, and I ran out the hallway and ran up to my room.
There you go.
And the next morning, the Dave King was a coach. We're on the ice at 9. And so we're skating around, and he doesn't blow the whistle. He goes over to all the water bottles and starts taking baseball swings against all the water bottles. And then, then blows his whistle, calls everyone in, and just starts screaming at us. And he says, I know when every guy got in last night. And he says, I want every guy who was in by curfew to go over here. Probably maybe about 10 guys went over there. And he said, since it was the first time, I want everyone who's in within an hour to go over here. Everyone except 4 of us went over there. And then he looked at us 4 and he said, get the fuck out of here. Fuck off. Get off the ice. So we all went off the ice. We actually thought the same thing was happening to us, Tommy, that we were going to get a plane ticket. But they just sent us home. We stayed in our hotel the whole day. And next day we had a game and it was back to normal. I never heard another thing. So,
wow.
Yeah. Dave, you never did something like that, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think that's the only time I broke curfew. Well, you must have broke curfew.
Coaches always have the most interesting ways, and I'm a coach now, so I got to start thinking of ways to you catch your players. But we were in Swift Current my first year, and there's not a whole lot to do in Swift Current, so we were literally just hanging out like one of the guys' house, and so I think I'm gonna, I'm only a few houses away from where I was building. So I figured I'd just jump a few fences. It was only like an hour or so after curfew, and hop a couple fences. Someone sees me going through their backyard and calls the head coach and tells them we were out for curfew and all that kind of stuff. And there's a few other guys out elsewhere. But we get to the dressing room the next day, and there's red jerseys in the middle. And he says, whoever broke curfew, go grab a red jersey. And so he knows there's a couple players that have broken curfew for sure. He's put a couple red jerseys in a player's 2 stall. And now he's catching the rest of them because they don't know if he knows or not. So now you get guys, they slowly get up there, grab their red jersey, put it on. So then we get, so now he's definitely caught a few other guys that have gotten caught. We get to the ice, tells all the guys in the red jerseys to sit on the bench and just bags the rest of the guys up and down as all the guys in the red jerseys just sit there and watch as the rest of the team just gets bagged. Frustrating out. So we learned quickly that if you break curfew, you're gonna, don't risk it. Yeah,
that's like a Ted Sater skate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I had one coach. This is later in my career, so veteran player now. He caught me coming in late, up the elevator. He goes, Tom, if you're gonna break curfew, come in the service elevator. Like, Jesus, so he's teaching me how to break curfew better. Yeah.
Lindy told me in Buffalo. You might have heard this one too, Dave, but he had Scotty Bowman, and Scotty got some fan he knew in the town to get autographs, and so I think they had a 12:30 curfew, and had the guy stand up in the hotel at 12:30, and then the next morning he gave Scotty the stick, and Scotty could see who signed.
That's good.
That story's legendary. I've heard that story throughout the rest of my whole career. Yeah, all the time. The Scotty Bowman story. Yeah, so they're like no autographs after curfew.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why do they even bother having curfew for grown men? Like, you guys can break it anyways. Right?
I don't think they have to now because players are so clean living and into fitness, but there was always 1 or 2 or 3 guys who would drag a few other guys with them back in the day. So
I remember the hotel in Mini. There was and LA too. There was like 10 different ways to get in there.
I know.
Right. Those hotels were awesome. Those cities were pretty good too.
Yeah. Minnesota's a fun town. Yeah.
Oh man, a lot of fun in Mini. That was good.
Yeah.
Lots of ways to get in.
Colton, what's your favorite town you played in? Like not the home rink.
I think like excitement wise, going into Montreal was always fun. Like their building was always rocking. It was always a building to go play into. But I think going out like LA and stuff was always good. Warm weather, we get some golf in. It was always something different. I played my whole career on the East Coast, so we always enjoyed going out west.
Yeah. George Peros didn't like it too much when you went into Montreal, though.
Oh, George!
Dave, you see that fight?
Yeah.
Chief, you saw one, right?
Yeah.
It didn't last long.
We're all that's the crazy. You know, we're all he had me once. He got me good where he hit me and then I hit the ice. It was kind of out, like lost conscious, and I came back up. I've got the ref in between me. I still think the fight's going, and I've got the linesman instead of George, and I was still kind of going at him. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So we've had some back and forth too with him. Good ride with him, Brian McGrattan. We've always had some really good fights, but we're all buddies. Just like we all know each other now.
Yeah, fraternity, right?
Respect what we did. It wasn't an easy role to do. So
It sure isn't.
What you guys think in the finals there? What's his name? Price got some heat there for not playing as well. I didn't think he played bad. Did he, Carey Price?
No.
I think he would have had to played. He had to be out of this world for them to have a chance to win. I don't think he played. I don't think he played as good as he did previous.
Right.
That's my feeling. Like
the last two games, he was better, right?
He was better the last two games. I thought the first two, some of the point shots that went through with screens, I didn't think you want him to really fight to find that, fight to find the puck. And I didn't think he did on a couple of them.
Well, the other guy was all world too. So, I mean, and at the end of the day, that's like you watch, like there was a lot of efforts, but not a lot happening, right? Like, and it's just that one save that he doesn't make, or the other guy makes it, or it's a one turnover, or, it's so close. I think we talked before when the Rangers went in the finals in 2014, the games, they all look the same after a while. It's just that one break or the one save or the lack of save. And if you don't make it, maybe it was the goalie's fault. I think that Price is a little bit guilty of that too.
Yeah. Dave, I forgot. Have you planted your flowers yet?
No.
Well, that was like 2 months ago. You planted those flowers.
I planted some in a couple of pots, like the planters outside, like 4 of them. But yeah, I was going to do it and I haven't done it.
Yeah, that's not like you though. Like when you the way you said it the first time.
It's just the aging thing. It's like now, you know what? I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm going to stand up.
So do you want me to come over and help you or something? Or?
Well, you're the motivating leader of this group. Right. I expect you to come by and offer.
I'll go to Home Depot and I'll grab you. You just ask Paula what kind of flowers she wants.
Okay. When Gresh is home, are you going to be dropping meals off?
I've offered to help him several times now, and he said no. I think it's a pride issue there, because back to the start of our relationship, he was up here, he was Ron Resch, and now me trying to help him, it's like, don't be helping me, kid. I'm fine. Yeah.
I asked him if I could do anything. I didn't even get a response even.
Yeah.
And then I asked him too, maybe we'll pop by for a visit. Let me know when. I haven't heard back from him either.
Right.
So,
James, do you plant any flowers or shrubbery around your place, sir? The mansion?
Yeah, I just did. So this house I moved into a year ago had didn't have beds at the front, so I had a guy build some beds at the end of last summer. So like brick, they were he put brick up to kind of frame them in, and I did maybe when I got back. I was in quarantine. I was in the States for a month, so came back in quarantine. I had my friend drop off some plants and had those put in. So
did you put them in yourself?
No, I helped the guy who got them for me. So
you couldn't put your plants in yourself? Yeah,
I could have, but I couldn't leave the house because I was in quarantine. I asked him if he'd pick up some stuff and then I helped him.
Oh, okay. So, but okay, well, my question still remains.
I do plant things.
Right.
In my house in Buffalo, I planted, one day I planted 22 5-foot spruce trees that we dug a hole by hand. Me and the equipment manager in Buffalo, he came and helped me out. So no, I love planting trees and
seriously, come on, you love planting trees?
I do.
Okay. Did you get like a hole digger, like the special shovel, or just a regular
shovel? He
went
and got an auger. We were dying. There's so much clay, but the auger would put a little hole like that, and then you still had big, the balls on them were probably 2.5 feet each.
Big balls.
Yeah.
Big balls. Yeah.
Big balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
how about you, Colt? I can see you out there planting some flowers.
I'm not out there planting trees. No. Yeah. Serena does all the flowers. No, I'm not doing it. My son, he's obsessed with like landscaping and everything like that. He wants like for his birthday this year, he got it a real leaf blower. So he got a real leaf blower. That's what he goes around the yard, and he's always helping the landscapers out there. And then and now he wants a lawnmower. He's 5 years old. He's got a big vision of starting a company, going around neighborhoods, cutting people's grass and doing their yards. And yeah, he's got big plans for himself.
Yeah. So Gloria here wants to know if I plant flowers. Well, I don't think I've ever planted a flower. No.
Hey, you never used to cook before either, Tom. So look at how far you've come.
Yeah,
really.
That's your next step.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Yes.
Tom.
What's that, Colton?
I gotta try some of your cooking that you got going on over there.
I hate to say it, but man, it's taking on a whole life of its own.
Sundays with Tom.
Yeah.
In those meals, do you ever have dessert?
Well, if you consider like a vodka and cranberry dessert.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That works.
You're all done with your quarantine, obviously, right?
Yep.
So, like, was the whole town was it like a parade or something like that? That James was.
No one even knows me in my neighborhood. No one's
You are so full of it. What do you mean they don't know you? You played like 37 years in the National Hockey League for 16 different teams.
People on the street don't even know what they don't know I'm a coach here with the junior team. Like,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You should be telling people. You should be telling people.
I say hello when they walk by, and that's kind of the extent of our.
Do you consider yourself like an approachable person? Like people like feel comfortable coming talking?
Oh yeah, very. Yeah. How about you?
Yes, you are. How about you, Colton? Like you are. We go to events and stuff. People are always coming up talking to you.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think you get past what I did on the ice, and then everyone meets me and they go, "Oh, there's no way you did that." Like,
I think Dave's kind of the unapproachable one, right? Like he's got that. Like, don't come. I don't want to talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah, given a choice, but I will engage, of course. Given a choice, I'd rather just go on my merry way.
How about the golf game, Dave? How are you doing? Like, you doing a lot of golfing lately?
Good. Yeah, good. Yeah, still have the same set of clubs. They're all straight. They're all good. Actually went and hit some balls this morning. My wife and I are going to play a little husband-wife thing on Sunday. So
a little tournament?
Yeah.
So you're a team together?
Yeah.
So how does that work then if somebody doesn't shoot well? Like, do you get on? Like, would you yell at your wife or reprimand her or anything?
No.
Is it alternate shots?
Not sure the format yet. No. Hopefully, for her sake, it's not alternate shots. No, it's fun. We don't. We're not. It's not a divorce orphan for us. We play golf.
Is she pretty good?
Yeah. She's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be fun. So golf's been good. Although this weather's been wacky, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Last weekend was like 60.
Yeah.
90. And now the remnants of Elsa's coming through here later on today and tomorrow.
James, in our particular status right now, we could not play in those tournaments, right? Unless you and I are playing together, alternate shots, right?
Yeah.
Colton, you only had the one wife, right?
Pardon me?
You have only had the one wife?
Yes, just one wife, yeah.
So
you had two,
Stay strong so far here. Stay strong.
Yes, I've had two. Ron said two. Dave's, so like there's difference. Like I had two. Dave's only had one. He has one now.
Right.
You've only had one.
I only had one. And golfing together was what ended our relationship.
Are you serious, really?
I'm dead serious. We had our biggest fights like towards the end of our marriage when we were golfing together because just, little things from in the rest of our life seemed to come out when we were golfing. And
gotcha. I see.
She played too slow and I didn't compliment her enough. And it was a lightning rod for everything else. But
right. Oh God.
And we golfed together a lot. We used to have a lot of good times. And then at the end, it seemed we were always fighting.
So all the underlying issues kind of boiled over on the golf course.
They did. Yeah.
Must be like a therapy session there, right? That we'd help with that. It's kind of late now, but
It's too late now.
Yeah. Colton, do you golf with your wife, Cole?
No, I'm not going to start by the sounds of it either.
What activities do you do with your wife? Planting flowers?
You go and plant flowers, yeah. I just kind of watch. Maybe I'll bring a cooler of water. No, right now we're all about the kids. You know, we like to go out and get our time together and have a night out every now and then. We get our opportunity, but yeah, we got the kids right now. They keep us busy and a lot of family stuff.
Golf therapy.
Now, Colton, you're in that area, or in Westchester, or
in Westchester, yeah. Oh, great! It's awesome. There's only courses to play. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so you're coaching now. Yeah.
Did you who were you? How many coaches did you have in the NHL?
See, Tom Rennie, Randy Carlisle, Ron Wilson, Tortorella.
All right.
Yeah,
a lot of coaches, good coaches to learn from.
Really good coaches, really a lot of different styles. Learned a lot. I take a lot from what the coach I had. I still big fan of Tom Rennie and what he did for me in my career, and still a mentor to me now. So I bounce a lot of stuff off of him. Dallas Eakins, when I had him in the Marlies, he was a big factor in my career. Gave me back to the NHL. Took a lot of his coaching style. Yeah, very fortunate. I was very blessed. Even in juniors, Todd McClellan and Swift Current, Dean Evanson and Kamloops. So my whole career, I've been very fortunate to play under these great coaches, and they've gone up to a lot of, like I said, different styles. But I've learned a lot throughout my career.
See, this is a good point here by Mark Harris. Sir James wants to run the show even here. You know why? I was just thinking he wanted to transition off the marriage talk and get it off to something else. That's exactly why. Mark, you're a sharp man. I noticed that myself. Man, that was
not saying another thing.
Right, Colton, you sense it too, right?
Yeah. Almost seamless,
Yeah, it was too. And he did use the coaching technique, little psychology there, right? Like
I wanted to know about him coaching.
No, maybe people won't notice that. Maybe people won't notice.
As a coach, I'm interested in that, Tommy, because I want to know, how his coaching is coming along.
I do enjoy it. I really do enjoy the coach. I think the development aspect, watching a player be able to kind of improve, come along, buying the system as a group, it is awesome. I really do. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. How often do the girls practice?
We go twice a week and then an optional one. So we're going 3 times a week and then usually play on weekends. Yeah. So,
cool.
A lot of players are still working, coaching, doing a lot of different things. So we work around all that a little bit, but man, just their dedication to the game. And we've got nurses and, a lot of coaches that coach youth hockey and stuff. And got players that commute an hour or 2 to practice every time. So, they put in the work, they put in the effort. It's like I said, it's a pleasure to coach them because they're coming to the rink to work every day.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Dave, you never thought about coaching, did you? You ever think coaching?
No, not really. I wouldn't want to be in a position where somebody else had control of my life. We did that. Well, when we were young, you play till you can't play anymore, right? Yeah. Or they play you can't play anymore. When you get a little bit older, you're like, so there wasn't enough security in it for me. So, but I would like to have, maybe the management end. That might have been a little more appealing, a little further up the chain of command. So. Yeah. It's like, again, I'm sure, James, you're in, whatever, where you think you're doing all you can do and you're right on the firing line. If anything has to be changed, you're changed. I'd rather be in that position. So.
Yeah, I've experienced it. And
right.
I mean, definitely. And it's really interesting, the kind of the way the league has gone now. And I think with the owners too, in the NHL, I'm talking about owners are so involved. It is incredible. I know in Dallas, like Tom Ghilardi, he owns Kamloops junior team, owns the Stars. He's from Vancouver, knows the game. He grew up around hockey, and he's really opinionated. So there's times after a bad loss, he comes in and he's ranting, and it's not fun to be a coach. It's like you're sitting there and you're taking it, and so that happened a few times. In the 4 years we were coaching there, and I mean, I like it. Yeah, exactly. You work long hours. You try and teach. You try and have a system that works. You try and motivate your players. And I mean, sometimes you're thinking like, I felt in Dallas, like I think they got a great defense now. We didn't have much in back there. Trying to do the best with what you had.
Sorry to interrupt, Dave. This is kind of a news flash. I think that Ira, for the first time in maybe his life, has got a sentence down correctly, all the punctuation. Dave, is that correct?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Although the exclamation mark, I'm not sure, like what is he emphasizing there? That like we have a face for radio. Was that bad or good? Or like he's really made a point there, right? What is the point, Ira? What is the point?
So maybe he's trying to show off a little bit, right? Like he said, I've got this right. Take this, right?
Take this. Or
Good
Tom
job.
and Dave have only faces for radio. You're like, come on, Ira, what are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a guy that only spells his name Ira Matthew with one T, but that's Matthew. Ira Matthew.
He's a pretty loyal follower, though.
Yes, he is. He's a good man. He's actually a very good man.
Good. God bless him.
Colton, this was Tom Laidlaw at the back of the bus, back of the plane. My whole Ranger career.
Yeah. I've done enough events with Dom now and alumni games and to see what he's got going on.
I tell you what, dude, like
When he first asked me to come on this, I was like, Tom, like, what am I getting myself into?
it is funny because when I get in the locker room, I tell you, it's like a switch goes off. Like I'm really not always like this, but I get in the locker room setting. It's
sarcasm just starts coming out.
Dripping, yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
think it's great because I to be around all the alumni and see all the guys. You play those alumni games, and you guys step back in the dressing room, and it's just fun to see you guys, and the way you interact. It's the same. Nothing changes. It's seeing when you go right back into it, start razzing, playing pranks, and cutting guys' laces, and doing all those kind of things. It's fun. It's fun to see.
It is true. Like James is always trying to take control of things. He doesn't go his way, so he's got to change things up. And yeah. Well, guys, Colton, it was great to have you on. You survived, right? I know there's
appreciate having you guys.
Good job.
So we'll have you on again. Jeep, good to see you, Sir James. David, great to see you. Hope Telus is clean by now.
Colton, it's good to see you, man.
You
Are
too,
you playing
Dave.
golf? You playing much golf?
Not much right now. No, try what I can, but 3 kids, like I said. Everyone asks my handicap. I'm like, 3 kids is what it is right now. I get all I can, Dave. Yeah, love to get all we can. One of these
Good. All right, Jeep, be good.
Dave,
See you guys next week.
nice meeting you and Tommy. Colton, nice meeting you.
Hey, guys. Yeah, Dave.
All right,
Take care, guys.